What's up guys, welcome to a brand new Clash Royale videos, and the new season has started and I switched up my deck and we get very lucky. We got to the leaderboard again. I show you the screenshot right here. We are on a leaderboard just above 100, around rank 100 local, and we actually are pretty good. We are top 10,000 in the world, so I'm pretty happy about that. So I'm gonna show you guys some replay on the deck that I'm playing with, and the couple of games that I win to reach the local leaderboard, which is very exciting, you know. So the new deck is we have it is kind of our executioner, our graveyard poison cycle deck, maybe control a bit. So I actually see this similar deck on this Crown Championship, and then I switch up a little bit. I believe the original version is with Ice Golem and then Archers, Mega Minions, so I use the Knight, Tornado and Executioner. So this is my version, and you can see the Tombstone, and now Tombstone is actually very good because if you can defend this rich spam deck very well, like the Battleground Bandit. And yeah, so let's jump into the replay. Alright guys, so the first replay here we're facing off a Golem Pump Beatdown deck. Yeah, Golem Pump Beatdown deck. And then the second one will be a Giant Graveyard, and then the last one is a Giant Beatdown. So you may want to skip the time. So we get a decent starting hand. Like, you don't be afraid to cycle your Tombstone, just because cycling Tombstone will not kill you. Like, if you put down an Inferno Tower just to cycle, it may kill you, but a Tombstone is just very safe. It's not risky. Like, your opponent just can't rush you after you put down Tombstone, so it is a decent job. And one thing I like Tombstone is that the skeletons it spawn is actually helpful to your graveyard. Maybe like your graveyard is 10 seconds and maybe your Tombstone can spawn 5 skeletons in the period, so it definitely help out your graveyard push. So it works very well both on defensively or offensively. So Tombstone is actually back to the meta, I would say, a pretty good card, especially like the bridge spams that is everywhere. And right here we just can deal with the stuff easy. We drag all the things together, and then his support truth just vaporized, and yeah, just easy, you know. And one mistake I do there is I should have put down the Tombstone just right before the Golem explode, and the Golem might the death damage of the Golem just take out my Tombstone, so it's just a waste of elixir. But anyway, because I see the Executioner is quite healthy, and then he just put down his pump, so I decided to go for Graveyard aggressively and end up pretty well and pretty good. So this dude, he made a mistake. He should have put down a Baby Dragon or Elite Barbarians, or even the Goblin Gang, but he shouldn't have put down the Night Witch, just because Night Witch is not the best graveyard counter. You have to take time to let him spawn the bats to defend our graveyard. So this is the mistake of him. So we take down tower, which is, I would say, pretty lucky. If he put down the Barbarians to defend our graveyard, we will be in good trouble. But anyway, you can see that Executioner doing a great job, and we are gonna poison all the stuff, which is quite a valuable poison, I would say. And he just start spamming stuff on the bridge, and his Golem exploded, which is nice. And then our Executioner will clean all the stuff up, and then we can go for. And then since he put down the Golem, we will go for aggressive Graveyard and then Night on the pocket. So yeah, but he just don't get enough time to finish off us, so we get a game, well played, good game to this guy. Oh, he's actually at level 12, but anyway, good game to Jeff. And then the second replay here, we are facing off a Giant Graveyard deck, and it is still okay facing off Giant Graveyard deck with our deck, because we get the Tombstone to drag the Giant, but his deck is kind of weird, I would say, because like he have 2 tank, he have the Knight and Giant. So usually you playing with Giant's deck, you don't want to have a Knight to beat the secondary tank because like knight don't have a very high DPS, and you just have the giant to tank and you don't necessarily need the knight. But anyway, this is what it is, and then our knight will cancel them out, and the executioner defend the graveyard pretty well. You just don't want to put your executioner on the middle of the graveyard. You want to put it at the back so that his splash damage can deal with all the skeleton spawns. But instead, if you put it on the middle of the graveyard, your executioner will be like, sometimes it will just turn around for one single skeletons and you'll be killed. So yeah, and we get some damage. We are a little bit down on damage, but we get some elixir lead, which is pretty good, and I'm okay with that. So we're gonna put down the tombstone. Tombstone for cycle. So as I said, don't be afraid to put down tombstone for cycle, because like tombstone is also helpful offensively just because you are playing graveyard. So again, we're gonna cycle knight at the back. And we follow up with the executioner, and our opponents actually play pretty well, I would say, because like he just surprised us. So he saw us putting down the executioner, and then he switched lane to the left lane, which is a very great move, because like our main counter to the we put down the knight and executioner, which is the two only graveyard counter, main graveyard counter to, so he's very smart playing, and we are forced to put down the poison to defend the graveyard, which is not very good. And anyway, and this dude is attacking the left lane, and then we are going to drag the giants away so that I thought the executioner would help anyway. But we still get a little bit of damage off on the right lane, actually a bunch of damage off. Yep, so we get executioner down again, and tombstone on the position that can drag the giants from the left. And yep, we are forced to put on the tombstone to defend, and things are getting pretty dangerous. Like our tower is within poison range, and look at this, guys. Eos is just not the best counter to a graveyard, and we actually got pretty lucky. We almost take down his tower, and then since we're at a fast cycle deck, we can just cycle quicker than him, and then we just barely get it. And look at that, 2 HP left, which is good game. This is very exciting, and yeah, you just sweat. Just sweating. And the last replay here will be our giant elite barbarian beatdown deck, which is pretty crazy, I would say his deck is. Like at the beginning, as I said, we can just cycle Skellies and then Tombstone. So notice my Tombstone placement. This placement is a 4-2 plant. I'm not sure, but yeah. But don't put this placement for Hot Rider, because like Hot Rider, when they jumped over the bridge, they will skip the tombstone if you put it in this placement, so you gotta be careful. So usually to play safe, you want to put the tombstone one tile upper, so it can also attract the Hot Rider, but we're dealing with a giant, so it is okay. And we're pretty evil elixir, and then our towers are just healthy, so I go for the graveyard, which is very aggressive, I would say, and kind of dangerous. And he defended pretty well, so he get a giant coming down the lane, but that's okay. And he sapped it, I believe. Oh, he didn't. Okay. So his giants get one hit off, which is, I'm okay with that, and his troops are just dying, so we don't have to deal with that. And we get a little bit of elixir disadvantage, and he go for very aggressive E-bobs, and then we just go need. And he also uses Zap, so it's just a very big positive elixir trade for us. We use the Knight and then Skellies only. We use 4 elixir, and then he used 8, so we are in the big lead. So although our Knight's dying, so we're still gonna go for the graveyard poison. Since he's low on elixir, we can see that our Skellies actually do a bit of a lot of damage, I would say, and our poison, and then with the help of Skellies actually take out the Ice Wizard, which is just great. And with this push, all we need is to like our executioner can do a very great job dealing with both the giant and then the Night Witch. So and yeah, so we shut down the push. We only take 1 or 2 hits, I believe, which is very good. And we're gonna kind of push, and this lock is actually a pretty good lock, just because like our knight is gonna tank for our graveyard, but the lock just push it out of the tower range, so our knight cannot help to deal with the to tank for our opponent's tower, which is well played for him. And then this is a very nice lock. He just lock in time, and then we are gonna tornado all the stuff back, and then our executioner will deal with all of the his troops. So he's desperate, and then he's trying to rush us with his evolves, which is not gonna work, of course, because Skellies and Knights and Tombstone, so there's nothing he can do. So this is GG well played. So this is the 3 games, and then we are on the leaderboard, the local leaderboard, but still, which is very good and hype. So this is the end of the video. Hope you guys enjoy that. Oh, I forgot to show you guys the deck again. So I'll show you guys. Here's the deck again. So we don't get a lot of things. We only have 1 legendary. I mean, yeah, we only have 1 legendary, which is the graveyard, and then we get tornado. And for the skeletons, you actually can use goblins to replace that. It is very okay. And we get an ice spirit. And if you don't like using the knight, you can actually use ice golem, yeah, which is okay. And so this is the end of the video. Hope you guys enjoy that. If you do, be sure to subscribe to the channel and leave a like, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.